Should be. I don't know if we're.
So what's your plan? Let me see.
Let's.
What
I'm
you
just
trying to
gonna. I'm just going to do a real
You
quick
did about-
example of these, and then I'm going to jump into show these different types of loops and iterations. That's going to be in the Ruby shell, so that should be
Quick.
that should be quicker, and I'll try to speed up. Then basic method and class syntax.
You're not going to get through that before lunch. So don't push yourself. Go at a faster pace, but
Yeah.
as far as you get, remember you have all afternoon too.
Yeah.
So
There's a lot more that I wanted to do with Rails, so I'm gonna try to speed it up as much as I can.
Okay.
Oh goodness, this was not.
that's the way it always goes.
It is the pain. All right, can you text Harper, see if they're back, see if we're back. I'm just gonna march ahead. We're already, I think, a couple of minutes behind. All right, if Richmond, if you're getting us. Yep, okay, good to go. All right, so I don't know if everybody's back. Can you tell them that we're gonna start back up?
What line did you comment out from
I commented all the that very verbose, all those if statements out, because why type all that if you don't have to? I'm just gonna copy and you can write this down. If you catch one line of it, that's enough. But there's really no need to type everything, all of that up. It's just a matter of understanding that Ruby will allow you to get away with as little typing as possible.
Okay. I mean, I've got all that twice.
Okay.
All
All right, so I just changed a bunch of those. I commented out all those those if statements and put everything, each of the cases on a single line. It should do the trick. If it's
just the if.
it's 59 exactly. That calls for shots. So yeah, it doesn't need all that. Doesn't need the ends. Doesn't really need the else's either. It's
Pause for a minute.
Allie's pausing for a second.
The if can be on the end.
Oh yeah, the if can be thrown on the end. It'll and it won't put it out. It'll understand what you're trying to do, and just take 1 second, just soak that in, soak that syntax in, because it's even if there is no actual business logic, even if it doesn't make that much sense, you understand what that syntax does and how flexible it is, and how.
Can you say? Do you have an unless?
Unless I have an unless, and yes, I do have.
Later, yeah.
I do have an unless. So let's see.
That is easy. That's cool.
Let's see. You can do an unless. Audience dot include on puts serve is 3,720 to 1. I know. So yeah, I'm not going to run this, but it makes sense, right? Star Wars fans.
That's the part.
Do not tell Han the odds, but yeah, and so even this you can just you can actually just do. You can just take that.
Where does audience come from?
It doesn't exist. I'm just typing for just to demonstrate the. Yeah, there's no audience right now, but it already knows that if there's going to be one, it's going to be a variable. But yeah, so even that, yeah, you can put that on one line.
What is a must do?
It's yeah. If you English good, this will make sense. Like yeah. So unless includes question mark or include question mark, so that right there, it's going to put that unless audience dot include question mark Han. So does that not make sense just in English? Unless Han is in the audience, you can say the odds. If he is in the audience, then you better not say the odds. All right.
Same as if, except if not.
Allie just said it's like an if, except it's if not. Let's see. There's something called the ternary, which would be, and I'm just gonna skip straight to the dry version, which is puts Archer equals true. Phrasing. All right, so what does that do? Anybody? Want to give it a shot?
So if Archer is true, then we're going to be phrasing. If it's not true, then we're going to say, how do you get A's?
Yes. If Archer's true, it's going to put phrasing. If so, now I even cut down on the number of times I have to type the word puts. It does not. This is I guess it gets to the point where it's less English readable, but once you know what you're doing and you don't need to type it in English, it does get even faster because you have to type even less.
You have to put the question mark separate. I think the question is part of the.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
And then
It was.
the syntax. What's going on line 32?
What is going on line 32? What's the syntax?
It's on what class? Explain line 32 exactly what's going on.
Somebody? Anybody? It's pretty straightforward. Emma?
It's an inline if-else statement.
It's an inline if-else statement. It is indeed. All right. Now for the next bit, and I'm going to try to go because we're going to have to split out at 11:45, 11:50. I'm going to jump back in the what is it called? Interactive. No, this interactive Ruby shell. And we're gonna go do a few quick examples of how Ruby. I'm sure you'll be able to do it. Oh, shoot, yeah. Okay, I guess it's gonna put yeah. So dot times do. it's one of the simpler ones.
You probably need to explain the do and the end. What's going on there?
Do and the end. We're it's a function. Block. Sorry, yeah, it is a block, which is an object. Yeah, see, I'm so experienced at this. It's uncanny. So yes, it is a block. Starts with the do, ends with end, and then again that times it's as English as it gets. Then you can do until n is equal to 10. Puts n. Yeah, you guys don't need to really type this because it's pretty. This is sorry. Until n equal. Oh yeah, no, I did not. And I don't know. Now what is it going to do now? I wonder, because I.
Stop and restart the session.
Yeah. Nah. I don't know if that actually happened, but I'm not going to risk it. All right, so here we go. Do we still have an n? Nope. All right, so n was n equal to.
You're not in the
Oh.
IRB.
Thank you. N is equal to 3 until n is equal to 10. Good catch, Ellie. I was just testing you. As always. Puts in. So somebody just speak up and explain what I'm typing as I'm typing it. What are we doing here?
So n is equal to 3 until it gets to 10,
Well-
until it equals 10.
Until it equals 10, what does it do?
And at 10, it puts, it'll put the number of, and then it'll,
It's going to put out what? Put what?
once
It's
if
going
n
to
is
display n until n equals 10.
Exactly.
After every single time it displays it, it's going to iterate it.
Yep. So that's an until. Let's see. Then there's.
what he said.
Oh, why is that? N plus plus. N plus plus. Let's do it. Until
Yes.
n is equal to 0, let's do puts n and then n minus minus.
This space.
It's not, yeah. Until n is equal to 0, puts n minus minus n. N is at 10. Allie, do you? It's another test. Is there plus plus? Is there minus minus?
I think it's actually more confusing to do this multi-line stuff in interactive Ruby. You can just open a Ruby file and you can.
And do it there. Well, I just wanted to. I did it for speed. So yeah, okay. Exercise for the next break. There is plus plus and minus minus. So figure out what I did wrong there. So there's also while n is greater than 0. You do it puts in, and because I don't know what went wrong, I'm just gonna do n minus equals 1, and then it goes back down. So that's a while loop. There is let's see, for arrays there's let's see if we still have a SAMOC. Nope. Yeah, I closed out of it. So SAMOC equals to and then we can do a SAMOC.each, which is the iterator. Do for each member puts x, and
So are you declaring the x variable there?
I think
Uh,
one basically is an X transposed into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
it is Allie, what's the technical term for that x? It's
That's an iterator variable.
iterator variable. There you
So
go.
that's like for each loop.
It's yeah, exactly like a for each loop. It's just dot each for arrays, and then what do we know about arrays? Sorry.
You're going really fast.
Well,
Covering huge language concepts like
well,
that.
but these are very I mean, the only thing that's new is the do and end. Everything else you guys should be familiar with. So I just realized that I'm way behind my my plan or my pace here. So ask questions if something is not clear. But who raise your hand if it's not clear what is happening there? We have an array called samok, and we are iterating through each member of that array.
What does do?
Do starts the block. do starts the block, and it's.
Can you write that a different way?
Can I write that into? Yes, I can, and I will get there.
That's why it's typing for movies.
I will get there momentarily. Are you talking about the less than? Allie,
What's that?
what are you referring to? Help me.
That in one line. I think it'd be prettier in one line. For
Mm,
each loop.
all right, help me out because I'm not sure what syntax you're referring to.
Would you put a comma? How about just in our space?
Curly braces.
You do you mean for an array?
For each loop, yeah. For any block. Sum up.
Okay.
Curly brace. The bar.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't shoot. Okay. X.
Bar, X, bar,
Sorry.
space, puts X. Curly brace.
Okay, that's yeah.
That's
Because
nice.
that was too much typing. You're right. That is a lot better. All right. So then because an array is what is ordered, we can. There's also some.
So the block itself says that I represent an item in this array.
Mm-hmm. The X.
What do the bars represent?
It just delimits X. It just identifies it as the what is it called? The iterator variable.
Gotcha.
Is that
So that's
what
all
that
bars
is?
do.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So then it puts so it's saying that this is an array. Samok is an array, and we know that already. But so we're calling the array, and then saying each. We're going to iterate it, and then
For each for each member of it,
member of the array, then
you put
we're gonna
just puts X, and then you goes back to the beginning until
it
you
puts
run out of
X.
X's. Yep.
and it lists it automatically. Then.
Yes, that's the puts.
Right.
It puts
Right.
the break in there automatically. Okay,
So
so
to review, there are only two different flavors of blocks. He's showing you both sides. The first is where it says sum up each do. You have to say do, and then you have the little you're defining with the bars. This is like the variable in your for each in C#. It's like for each item in list. That's item. You can name X whatever you want. That's like a temporary variable inside the block. And then it says, okay, you're inside the block. What are you going to do with that? He's just puts X, and then he says end. That's the end of your block. Right here, where it says sum up each, curly brace, same exact thing, but you do it all in one line. The curly brace says do, the opening curly brace. You still have the iterator definition, and then you say, oh, what do you want to do inside? You just do that, and then at the closing curly brace, like that's your end. Sometimes, when did you choose one or the other? What do you think? Both are equivalent. When you have multiple lines in your for loop or whatever, you probably do the do end. If you have just one, it's more readable, just put it like that.
All right, and so this is, because it's an ordered collection, and we can do that, which
Forgot your double quote.
I did forget my double quote. Hot dang. All right,
It's not
On
gonna
the-
that's not going to do it. All right, now it, there we go.
Now, this is where, if you're in a text file,
Yeah,
enter
that's,
Ruby, you press enter and it sees it. Text files more forgiving. Can't make any syntax errors in hierarchy.
oh, there, shoot. All right, hang on. All right, so samok.each underscore with index do, and I'm really doing the whole do to help myself.
So he's showing that a block can have more than one iteration variable. So in this case, each with index, X is going to be the item, each element of the array. Index is something that Ruby generates for you. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It just gives it to you.
There's no-
You can name whatever you like.
Yeah, you can. The question was, could I name the iterator variable anything I wanted to, and the answer is yes.
You had a corrupt IRB session.
Oh, goodness. All right. And now I would have to put the whole thing in again. So, okay, I think, do you guys need to see that? Should I retype that?
Retype it real quick.
Okay.
IRB.
IRB. Let's see. All right, and now samok. Somebody help me out here. Samok.each underscore index do. Okay. What? Okay. Why? Why is it +1?
Need space.
Why is he saying 1 plus 1 instead of just index?
Why isn't just index?
Index starts at 0.
Yep. There we go. That was that took a lot longer than it should have. All right, so that is
That's cool.
that is okay. You see what's happening here? It's returning something, right?
The array.
The array. So there's another way to iterate through it that is probably more frequently used, I would say. And I would say it because somebody else told me, somebody who I might be looking at or I might not be looking at. It's called .map. And it works, it looks almost exactly the same. In fact, I'm just going to go and do this, and Allie will scream at me if I mess up the syntax. But do X puts something.
No pudding.
No pudding.
It doesn't matter what you put.
I know. Yeah, it's so what's gonna happen here is, well, this is the exact same thing as what the first example was for .each, right? It looks pretty much the same, except we're doing .map. So what happened? What was different? It did the same thing, right? Put the numbers, printed the numbers 1 through 5, each member of the array. What is the difference? And I kind of alluded to it right before I did it. It's right down here what it returns. So it is...
Map is a function that exists in JavaScript too.
Map is a function that exists in JavaScript as well. We just didn't talk about it. I'm translating Gary or Ali, or I'm amplifying his voice for Richmond.
Will iterate through every element of an array, and it allows you to transform that element and return it as a new element. It's a very important concept because we're going to use it in functional programming, Elixir 2.
All right.
You're saying, I have an array, and I want to change how each of these array elements look. So a map takes an array, and it gives you back an array. And the whole point of using map, that's why it's called map. You're mapping from to something. It's like a transformation. So here, that's why the puts, why is it nils? Because the result of puts function is nil.
Because the result of puts a string, which
doesn't have a return value.
Yeah, which is always nil.
So
the return value is always nil.
If you want to transform the array, normally what you do is like type in this: doubled is equal to samok.map.
Say it again.
Samok.
Oh, samok.
Dot map curly brace bar x bar. Now, right in here is where you say, I've got an x. What do you want instead? How do you want to transform it? So if we're doubling it, how do we do that? Times 2. So x times 2. Close curly brace. And it gives you back. We're not going to have any output, but it's going to put the result into a new array called doubled.
Yeah, so that we're not, there's no puts, there's nothing. We're still going to iterate through the array. And
you don't need a comma separating x bar from...
Nope.
No.
It's Ruby.
The question was, do you need a comma separating x bar from the x multiplied by 2? And the answer is no, because
So
it's
if I say
Ruby. But look at this.
3. What is doubled square bracket 3?
Doubled square bracket 3. What is it? Anybody? Doubled. What is that?
6.
And the winner is?
0. 0.
0. Starts with 0.
I was testing
Yeah.
you in that.
All right. So that is, and as I don't know if Richmond could hear Ali, but if not, then I'm sure Harper will go over the importance of .map, especially as it relates to functional programming. But that is the idea: is that you iterate through an array and you transform it into another array. All right. So let's see.
How do we say that?
How do you say that in C#?
Double.
Now, how would you do a map in C#? They have the same thing. It's in length. Select. Dot select.
.select in C#.
Whatever you want.
All right, so you have I have here the .each for hashes as well, and it does the same thing, except there is no index because hashes are what?
Dictionary.
The equivalent of, yes, they are unordered collection of objects. All right, so let's see. What time is it? It's 11:42. I'm going to call an audible, and we're going to take lunch, start lunch early, and come back early. So we're going to do lunch right now from 11:45 till 12:45. And then we're going to get into really quickly, because I want to get into actual Rails. We're going to get into just basic method and class syntax, and then I'm actually just going to show it, and then we're going to jump straight in. Show it, walk through it one time, and then we're going to jump straight into Rails in the afternoon. So enjoy your lunch, everybody. Alrighty. Oh shoot! I didn't stop the